Órale, Cholo Trucker Mas Movies and Shows, and here we got the movie Night Always Comes. Night Always Comes came out in 2025. It is an hour and 48 minutes long, and you can only find this movie on Netflix since it is a Netflix special. Let's get to the description. Facing eviction in a city her family can no longer afford, a woman plunges into a desperate and increasingly dangerous all-night search to raise 25,000. Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at 54%. Wow, 54%. Huh. That's a little low in my book, that is. Okay, so this movie here, it doesn't have a lot of famous actors, but there is an actor or two where it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that person before. Um, Look, man, I never heard of this movie. It came across my feed while I was on Netflix and I checked out the trailer. I said, huh, interesting. Okay. And I gave it about 3 weeks before I made my way to it, watched it, and I'm glad I did. You know, basically, this movie is, this young lady here that you see on the screen. She's the main star, and really, she is the responsible one. Now, when I say responsible, don't think something differently where it's like she's a super responsible adult. No, she's a young lady, but her mom definitely is not the mother figure that everybody thinks of a loving when they think of a loving mother, right? She's completely irresponsible, and it's her and her sibling, her brother, who actually suffers from something. I'm not really sure if they mentioned it in the movie. It went over my head, but he's not all right. Okay, he definitely has some disabilities, so he needs special care, right? And basically, the mom was irresponsible, blows off the money to get herself a vehicle for herself. And it's like, well, wait a second. Now we're going to be evicted. Now we're getting now we're going to get kicked out of here. The mom doesn't care. She looks like a partier. She doesn't have all her faculties. She kind of just seems like a drunk, right? So now this young lady here kind of takes it upon herself. So it's like, okay, she's kind of plugged into the streets, and as the movie goes on, right, with the people that she knows and the connections that she has, you're able to tell, like, okay, all right, she's definitely from the streets. She's lived that street life. And as the movie goes on more and more and more, and the shady characters that she knows, it really lets you know her life story. There's a little bit of mentioning here and there where it's like, oh, wow, this happened to her, that happened to her. Even though you never see it happen in the movie, there's good storytelling there where it takes you back, right? Now, not visually, it takes you back, but verbally, when they're telling what happened, to her, back then when she was 16, and it's like, oh, wow, yeah, that explains a lot on why she is the way she is. And all the all the backstabbing, all the shady things, everything that she needs to do to try to get this money so they won't get evicted from their home. It is quite the thriller. It starts late. I mean, the movie basically starts, when the sun is starting to set already, and then it just takes you out through the night, right? And it's quite a thrilling ride. I enjoyed it. The fact that Ryan Tomatoes has it at 54%, that's a little bit low for me. I don't want to exaggerate and say this is a blockbuster hit, but in all reality, it's definitely worth watching. I enjoyed the story. The ending to me was a little bit, uh, I was expecting something a little bit different just because so much had taken place, so many things had happened, so many bridges that were burned, and you just kind of like thinking like, okay, is all this gonna spin back around? I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for something to happen because everything that went down this night, because the movie takes place all in one night, and it never really truly gets there. All that being said, look, I do recommend it. If you got the time, yeah, go ahead and check it out. Again, I don't want to exaggerate, like I said, knock your socks off, but it's a good watch. I enjoyed it. That is Night Always Comes. Total Trucker, Moss Movies and Shows. Catch you guys on next one.